Hey everyone, it's B Divine again here, and welcome to Divine Healing. And we have been working on healing yourself. You are a healer, and I really want to not rush through these episodes so that you can really get your knowledge going. Now, one thing about me is I never write a list down unless I'm channeling a message. Usually that's on my other channel, Divine Miracles, but I don't write things down, so you just get what you get when it comes to me. I just explain things as they come through. Now, I am a psychic medium as well, and I have been for a very long time, and I really don't like those words. It seems that those words are make you out to be something that you think you're highly gifted and all those sorts of things, and no, everybody is the same. So I would rather think of myself as a spiritual teacher, and that encompasses everything. I teach you everything that I know, how I do things, and then it's up to you how you do things. And there is no right or wrong way really to go about your healing, or to go about following guidance or anything that you want to do. There's, don't feel that you need to have a master's degree in psychology, or to be a doctor, to be a healer, or anything. In fact, we want to stay pretty much away from drugs or medicines. We want to stay away from those things because they really do mess with our composition in our body. And having somebody who is fully medicated, taking different medications for different things, not to mention recreational drugs, which is a whole nother ball game, but medicinal drugs and things, you can always see in their aura, in their just in their whole energy. When I see someone that's highly on medication, they can't think straight, their aura is damaged, their whole body is just radiating whatever is in these particular tablets, and it's just not a good thing. Also, a lot of elderly people are constantly on, for one, laxatives. They want them to all go, to the toilet at a certain time of the day, so they're all on laxatives. A lot of them are on sleeping tablets, which were only meant to, people are only meant to be on sleeping tablets in the extreme cases, and only for short amounts of times. And most elderly people will need to take, not all, but will need to take this sleeping tablet every night and think nothing of it. The older people, the older that you are, the more ingrained you are into the old ways of doing things, and that is that you listen to what the doctor says, and if he says that you need that, then that's what you take, and you take it all the time. I've learned a lot from my grandmother being in a nursing home now. Now, in Australia, the nursing homes are not quite as bad as some other places in the world. But my grandmother has recently become very ill. She started to get better, but she is 94, so she is in a rest home now. And I see that, the amount of tablets that she has to take during a day, and I cringe, but because she's from the old school, that's what you do, you listen to what the doctor said. So as I was saying, because we are healers, we are going to start to notice, especially if you really want to do healing, you're going to start to notice the physical attributes of people, how they hold themselves, how they look at you when they're talking, the physical features all over their body, in a more in-depth way. You can tell when someone's got nervous strain, you can tell when someone's got stomach troubles, you can tell when someone is suffering from problems with their feet, can't we? You can see someone walking in a funny way. You can see when people have got osteo and they start to just go over and over and over and over. And all of these things could have been alleviated. And you can be a healer to those people's energy fields if that's what you want to do. And you can send this healing to them, and it might spark, a difference in their the way that they see themselves, or they might seek different treatment, you don't know, but you're doing this healing, and you're sending this light to this person, and in return you're getting it back to you. Now, last week we went through some things from this excellent book, You Can Heal Your Life. So I'm going to continue going through this with all of you. And also I hope that you guys have been working on the energy centers in your body, working on clearing your auras. And you should be starting to, if you've been doing this every day, you know, just sweeping the aura, just that alone is going to help you so much. Because you open up areas of thought, inspiration, you clear your mind, you start seeing better, you can smell, all your senses are all starting to come into this normal pattern. And a lot of you will still have, I know myself, I had a fall 12 years ago on my hip, and I was a kickboxer at the time, would you believe it? And I fell and I had these stupid pads on my hands. And so I couldn't put my hands down. And when I received this kick, I didn't get my hands down, and I went flying through the air, and I fell on one of my hips more than the other. And ever since then, it's been, you know, quite a painful thing for me. But stubborn me, I won't go to the doctor and get them to cut anything off of my body or anything like that. But I've found that that is one of the areas in my life that when I am holding on to some sort of emotion, like if I'm holding on to being really annoyed with someone and I'm holding on to it, sure enough, you know, my back and my hip will play up. But since I have been, you know, healing myself properly and doing it myself, you know, clearing my aura and clearing this area, what I've noticed is that I've got an increase in pain. So this is something else that you might experience as you are, you know, going through clearing your aura, asking the angels and guides to help you to clear. Asking Jesus is a wonderful healer to work with. Now, not everybody believes in Jesus or anything, but he does believe in you, and all you need to do is ask for him to be at your side to help facilitate healings along with the angels. Now, when you are going through the healing process, so for example, my hip starts to go mad, and I'm thinking, why is this happening? Why is this, you know, I'm supposed to be healing myself and it's getting worse. But that's actually a good thing, because I'll explain it to you. When, for example, you know, you hurt yourself. Now, the first thing that you do, I know that parents out there tend to just keep on going. You know, you just keep going. You can't lay up on the couch for a couple of weeks and do as you're told like that and rest. You just keep going. And when you are healing yourself, you have to actually pay attention to the pain, so it'll come stronger for you to actually, a pain feeling is a release feeling. So it may be that, you know, you feel the intensity of that injury sort of like all at once, and then after that, you know, the healing can begin. You know, you've pushed down this pain, you've pushed it away. I know myself, I would just ignore it. I would just keep doing, you know, ridiculous exercises. You know, for years, and I continued my kickboxing. It was actually Muay Thai, so it was very, you know, physical, a lot of kicks and etc. And I continued my training even when I didn't need to for a long time afterwards. And I didn't give it enough time to heal. I also ended up with a very bad eye injury, and have to wear glasses now to drive, and all because I just wanted to be tough, and I wanted to be strong, and I wanted to be able to fight if I had to. And you know, it was a silly thing, and I learnt my lesson. But you can see what happens to us when we don't take care of ourselves properly all our life. We put our injuries behind us, and we put our personal pain last, and we keep on going. And as I said, with healing, those issues are going to rise to the surface. And if this is happening to you throughout your healing, and you're thinking, I must be doing something wrong because now I feel worse than ever, keep persevering with it, because that is a healing happening for you. It is happening. And I'm determined that I'm not going to have this problem with my hip, and I'm going to break free all of this, because, yeah, I've got big knots and all sorts of things on it, and I'm just going to heal it, and it's the end of the story. So now that I've scared you all into perhaps not healing yourself anymore, no, please go on with it, because this is the process of healing, is that you need to feel things in full strength, and then your body will actually stop hurting anymore. It won't, it needs to know what that full pain felt like. Your body is very clever, and there are so many cells in the body that can renew themselves back to your perfect health. So another suggestion might be, as you are, clearing your aura and you're taking this time for yourself every day, is to say, all my cells in my body are going back to a time, in any direction of time, when I was at my healthiest and best. And envision yourself in this healthy and beautiful state, whatever that is for you. And your body will actually start reverting that way. You're telling it what to do. You're the boss. So we need to take control of ourselves. Okay, so now we'll have a look at some more things that might come up in our body from You Can Heal Your Life. This is a very old copy. I mean, she's made it. She's made, revised it since then. And so last time we got abdominal cramps, abscesses and accidents. That's as far as we got up to. So we'll see what we can get up to today. So on the next on the list is aches. So this can be aches all over your body, and that would be right that it comes up because of my back. And people with arthritis, etc., etc., you're going to notice it more, as you know, in the colder weather. So pay attention to this one. Now, the reason that we get aches in the body, probable cause, is longing for love and longing to be held. And a new thought pattern. So the emotion is that we are longing for love and longing to be held. And a new thought pattern is, I love and approve of myself. I am loving and lovable. That is interesting, isn't it? So we're aching to feel accepted or aching to feel loved. And I am married, and it's not my husband that I'm aching for that love from, because I get plenty of love from him. I do know who it is, and it's true. If you think about things, all of us are just longing to be completely loved, completely accepted for who we are. But we have to look back at deeper meanings, deeper things. So what made us think that we weren't good enough for love? And what made us think that we weren't loving, you see? And what you'll find is, try to go back 5 years ago, find different signposts in your life until you're very, very young. And some say that your inner child is the age of the digits of your birthday. So for example, I'm the 21st, so of the month of August, 21st of August, so 21, so 2 plus 1 equals 3. So my inner child in this particular method of things is 3 years old. So you'll find yours in that method. I've found that it's actually quite accurate way to do things. So you need to look back. So for me, I have to look back to why I might have felt unloved at that age. Who could not love a little 3-year-old cutie like me? But there must be something there, and it will be in your memory. And people say, oh, I can't remember being a baby. The memory is still there. It is in your body. So these are the things that you need to look at. What made you feel unloved? Ask for the memories to come clearly to you. Have a look at a certain pattern of events that you've had your entire life. Something that's been there, even in secret, something that you hide from everybody, and you don't want anybody to know whatever it is. It's just a little secret. There was something that made you start doing that. And these are the issues that we're getting to in order to heal our body. So that was the problem with aches. Now with acne, and this used to be a massive problem for me. I used to have quite bad acne, even when I was in my 20s. Okay, so acne. And the probable cause is not accepting the self and disliking yourself. And the new thought pattern is, I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. That is amazing, isn't it? So when you're not accepting yourself, when you don't like who you are, again, someone has said, you're ugly, you should look like this, or you should look like that, or you're a weirdo, or someone said something like that to you. Maybe it's been in high school, which is why all these kids turn out. I don't know if you ever used to go to school with someone that had the most, biggest potholes that you could imagine. No, I didn't have the big potholes, but all of those children that had those, they were the ones that were very timid and shy, obviously. But something happened to cause that. Something extreme happened to make it that way. I believe, obviously, diet doesn't help. If you're eating a whole lot of sticky substances, and what I mean by sticky substances are glue and milk and cheese, because they are like a glue. They've got a property in them called casein, and casein is in the world's strongest wood glue. And here we just drink it all the time because we're told that's what we're supposed to do. But that's part of the issue, and hormones and all those things. But a deeper issue, something that would make it worse than ever, would be, as it says here, not accepting who you are. Why not? We need to look at that. And not liking who you are at all. Why? Because someone else has told you something? Is that really why? Or why have you felt this deep ugliness within yourself? Because this is why we're getting the acne. So instead of this feeling, and you might want to, you've got to delve deeply into yourself and be really honest about things. Put a new thought pattern out there. I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. So that is, forgetting about anything anybody else has said, forgetting about the past, forgetting where you've come from. So after you've done the work with looking at the cause of something, then it's time to say the affirmation, and it's gone. And if you can keep going with that, and say, for example, the thought keeps coming back in your head, oh no, I'm an idiot, I don't like who I am. If that keeps coming back, repeat the thought pattern. I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself and where I am right now. Very hard thing for a lot of people to say is, I love myself, because immediately we say, I don't love myself. I mean, I don't think I'm all that, That's not loving yourself. That's a physical thing. But loving the self is completely different from being an egotistical person who thinks they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we all know what I mean by that. It's not saying that at all. I mean, it's approving. I'm okay. I'm approving of myself. I don't care if others think that way. There's light going to them. But I'm approving of me. And that's very, very hard. It's actually, even though I may seem to actually fully grasp the idea, sometimes I'm saying these things and I'm like, it's hurting me. Because I'm like, that was where I was at. I thought I was just the lowest of the low, the worst person you could ever imagine, the ugliest woman in the world, and wishing I wasn't fat, and wishing I wasn't this, and wishing just how it goes. Just these stupid little things, how it goes. And when you're delving back, you see where you were hurt. And then you've got to then send love to yourself into that time zone. Send love there. Say it's okay. You always had hidden, people that loved you, even if they were in the heavens. They were there walking beside you. The angels were always there. You just didn't notice. So we need to look back at all these things and accept ourselves for who we really are. And you'll become so much stronger than you could ever imagine. And that's what you want to be, is strong. So we need to do the work. Okay, now the next one is addictions. Now this is all kinds of addictions, okay? Not just talking about being a drug addict or an alcoholic or smoking or anything like that. It's all sorts of little things that you do that are addictive, and some of them are putting yourself down, okay? But anyway, the probable cause from this is, for addictions, is running from the self, being afraid, and not knowing how to love the self. So this really comes on. So I guess it could be saying that if you are someone that had abdominal cramps, abscesses, accidents, aches, wherever we're at the moment, then you could be someone that falls into an addictive pattern, because the same cause of, emotional cause of these problems is there, and not knowing how to love yourself is very, very important. So a new thought pattern is, I now discover how wonderful I am. I choose to love and enjoy myself. And I want to further go with that, with addictions and things. People are afraid also to face reality. Some people have been, addicted, perhaps a closet drinker for many, many, many years. So they don't know any other way. And so yes, there is fear, because you're afraid of taking that step away from what it would be like if you didn't have that anymore. And, you don't know who you are. You don't know, people only like the person that's, the party head, or the person that's always happy because they've always got this, whether it's drugs or smoking or whatever it is that you do. People only know you in that particular light. So you're afraid that you won't be accepted if you step away from it. And you're afraid that you don't know if you could cope in a different reality because you have never experienced it. So these are very, very deep issues. I actually had a friend who was drinking alcohol since they were about 4 years old. And how could you know what it's like not to have alcohol? If that's all you've had in your lifetime. It's just, the alcohol, the alcohol, the alcohol, the alcohol. And they don't know anything else. And it's amazing that they're, still alive to this day. But they're getting better now. And it's taken a very, very long time to step out of the mask that they've been living in all those years, even though it was not their fault that it started, but it ended up being a pattern that they couldn't get out of. And you might find yourself in the most silliest little addiction, and you are afraid to let it go. You might enjoy it, you might feel like it's your right to do it, or whatever, or it can't be that bad. But there's always a reason, a deeper reason, and this is what we are getting to here. And what you're going to find resounding throughout every single problem in our body, like every single little thing, is this fear is number one, this self-hatred. It's so sad, this self-hatred and not accepting who you are. They're going to be the three key things that you'll find even as a healer. Now remember, you are a healer. As a healer, you're going to find these three key elements in just about anybody that you work with. There's something that's always going to be one of those things, unless they've been doing it for a long time and they've cleared themselves. But I think that everybody has got an element of worry or an element of fear inside of them, and something where they think that they still need to do better, or they still need to reach some particular mark in their life. And instead of just saying, look, I'm going with the flow and whatever happens, happens, which is an awesome attitude to take, but it's not a very easy one. So I'll do one more. Let me see, adrenal problems, okay? So these are the glands, and your adrenal glands, they need a lot of water. So also when you're doing, that was something that happened with Edgar Casey, the prophet. He would be a trance medium, so he would go and he would rest, and he would then be able to tell you exactly what was medically wrong. So he would diagnose, but he wouldn't take care of himself. His adrenal glands eventually failed. So they're only very, very small, but they need a lot of water. And so if you've got problems with this area, and it's in your, I believe it's in your lower back, I'm not too sure, I'll have to look that up. But anyway, if you have a problem with your adrenal glands, no longer caring for yourself, and anxiety, so a person that is very, very anxious maybe looking too far in the future. I always say that. A person who's always depressed is looking backwards, and a person who's anxious is looking forward. So this can cause issues with your adrenal glands, with actually any glands in your body. So you're not caring about yourself anymore as well. So the new thought pattern is, I love and approve of myself. It's safe for me to care for myself. Safety is another important thing as well. You know, when you're afraid to take that next step, you're insecure, and we've got like a safety blanket. And I'm just going to put this book down for a moment. We have a safety blanket around us in certain areas. You know, whether it's work or family life or whatever. Especially at work, a lot of people say, especially when they're coming to questions with me, and they say, I am sick and tired of my job and I want to leave my job, but I'm afraid of where I'm going to go to work to, what I'm going to be doing, how much it's going to pay me, can it support my whole family, can I get another house if I leave my, you know, and they've got all of these. So in other words, they end up just staying there at a job that they've just told me that they hated, and they're like, all of these worries and all of these issues need to be taken care of. And something that you need to change in your mindset, you don't have to, but if you do, you're going to save yourself a lot of these issues, is if you want something to change, you can't expect it to change without change, okay? There needs to be change for there to be change. It sounds silly, but it's so true. So, for example, in this person's case, if they're saying to me, I really want to leave my job, but I better be sure that I am guaranteed that I am going to be making this much money, and I am going to be able, you know, so you're putting these stipulations on what it is. So in other words, you won't leave this thing that you say that you hate unless all of this is guaranteed. But the more that you worry about it being guaranteed for you, the more you stay in your situation. So you're not winning. The only way that you're going to ever ease your mind about things like that is, you say to yourself, I'm really not happy where I am at the moment. I am now going to focus on the most perfect position for me becoming available. I'm going to look, I'm going to send out resumes. I'm not going to expect it to fall in my lap, because nothing does, very rarely. But you know, you're taking the energy moving forward for this to come about. So you're expecting it. You're not demanding it in a way that you don't think it will happen anyway. You're actually spelling this out, that this will come about at the most benevolent time for everybody. A place will be made available for me, and you know, it'll be well paying. We'll be able to move home and we'll be so happy. You know, we're happy now, we're grateful now for what we do have, and we're ever so grateful for what's coming. And the people that do that, within a couple of months, everything falls into place. The people that are demanding but not expecting anything to happen stay in their job for the next 10 years. And it's true, and I see it all the time with the things that I do. So when you are healing, this has to do with healing, because you can use these you know, situations to actually look and focus at your life, at where you may be going wrong, you know, where your mind is doubting anything good happening to you, and doubting that anyone would care enough or love you enough to do it, or you're not lovable, you're not worth it. You can see where these patterns are everywhere, and if you can start to heal these issues within yourself, sure, as I said, you're going to feel pain, you're going to have confusion, you're going to have perhaps negativity. You know, nothing's always going to be, you know, peachy roses, but nothing was ever learned from it being that way either. If you are having a really, really hard life, and you know, then you have got a very high calling. I mean, we all have a high calling, but the more you can get through challenges and obstacles in your way, the greater you become within yourself, the more confident you feel. But if you continually think that anything that you do in your life is screwed and not worth it, and you're never going to get better, and you know, I'm never going to be able to be a healer, and I'm never going to be able to open my psychic abilities, etc., etc., well then that's the pattern that you will stay in, and most probably you're going to stunt your own growth, and no, you won't get better, and then you'll be able to say, I told you so, see, I never get better. And if you want to stay in that pattern, and people do want to be that way, and that's okay. And we've just got to keep doing, what we can for ourselves, accepting ourselves for who we are, clearing your aura every day, starting to visualize more and more and more, so that then you can visualize a person who may be a client of yours, or who may be a friend or a loved one that you would really like to see well. And then what you do, this distant healing comes into it. This is a very simple method of distant healing. You would sit quietly with yourself. You'd make sure you've done your clearing and there aren't any issues that are on your mind. Play some soft music and get yourself into a meditative type of state. And then what you would do is you would see the other person in your mind's eye, just sitting in a chair, same as you are, perhaps sitting across from you in a chair. So you've got your eyes closed, you are seeing this person there, and you start doing the clearing on them. You clear their aura, and that is where you start. You clear and you clear and you clear, and you imagine this person being in their healthiest state. You imagine them smiling, you imagine them being thankful for this healing taking place. You imagine, all of these wonderful things going on. Of course, you should have someone's permission for them in order to receive a deep healing. Have their permission to do that. If you don't, you can still send loving, healing energy to someone, and it's up to them when they accept it. They may feel changes going on, but the full force of healing somebody else and doing a distant healing like that is only with someone's permission. I mean, it needs to be an agreement between two souls working together, and the angels are facilitating, Jesus is facilitating, God is working with you. All this energy combined creates the healing to take place in your life and in the life of the client. So the beginning parts of distant healing now, as I said to you, I don't want to rush you through things. So the beginning, if you can do someone's aura and clear their aura for them in a distant way with your eyes closed, then you are doing a marvelous service to them. And then as we go through, I'll teach you some other techniques, more in-depth healing and what you might start to experience. So what I'm going to do right now, and I know that I've been talking for a little bit of a while, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of distance healing. And I don't even have to know who the distant healing is going out to. It could be a lot of people that are going to come and sit by their computer or phone or wherever you are right now. So if you would like a healing and you would like to feel the energy of a healing, and you are open to this, and you are agreeing that you know what it is that you would like healed, I am going to now sit here with my eyes closed very quietly, and I am going to send healing energy out to whoever needs it. So in other words, the angels are protecting me and supporting me. I cannot get into your head, I cannot read your mind, I cannot do anything, because the angels are right there, and you've got your angels right there with you and God and everybody. This is just an energetic healing. So your energy is being healed. You're at the moment, what I'm going to be doing is just working on clearing the auras so that you can start to facilitate the healing within yourself. Now, I believe that I can just send healing energy to whoever needs it, and it's like a ball of energy, and I send that ball of energy out in my mind, and whoever's ready to accept it will accept it. And what you will feel perhaps is goosebumps. You might feel sort of taken back because I've got a lot of energy there in your chair, and take the healing wherever you need it. And I'm going to actually do this at the end of each video. I think this is coming through now. Archangel Raphael is very, very excited with me for doing this. So I'm going to sit quietly here. If you would like a healing and to feel what it's like, just very, very quietly close your eyes. Be sure it's always nice to have a crystal in your hand, a clear quartz, or you could have a black one in one hand, which is releasing, and a lighter one in the other hand. It doesn't matter, if you don't have crystals, it doesn't matter either. And I'm just going to close my eyes for a short time, and I'm going to ask that the angels direct energy to whoever needs it, so that you will feel a little bit better, and you can start working on yourself. Perhaps awaken maybe you'll ask for your healing abilities to awaken, or you'll ask for a healing of yourself, and ask for inspiration or something, and that is what will come towards you. Okay, so I'll close my eyes, and then I'm going to focus on this energy, and then when I open them again, it'll be time for me to go. Okay, so when you're ready, just close your eyes and just be still. Okay, so I hope that somebody out there felt that massive healing that was going out, and I was imagining light. I was imagining people that were in wheelchairs. I was imagining people that had hearing problems because my throat and my ears started to carry on, and I was imagining this. It was almost like, in other words, if you saw someone sitting on the ground, then see them standing up, and there was all this beautiful golden light that was coming towards everybody, and I was just visualizing, and then I just held the light going right around the world, and just imagine that I was just, lighting up the aura of the earth, as the earth has an aura also. And, we're clearing this whole thing. By doing this, by healing ourselves, healing others, we are healing the earth. This is how it happens. I really, truly believe that. And it's already happening because, as I said to you, when things are healing, things get worse. Pain comes to the surface, and we're noticing the governments are getting worse, and they're trying to hang on to their grip around the world. And so the healing is taking place. So each week I'm going to quietly end like that, and I'm just going to continue to send this energy to you guys. You're more than welcome to send energy back to me if you want to try, and nothing negative can come my way. You've got to be careful, because there are some people who will send fearful energy towards you and scary energy towards you. But as long as you remember that you've always got a shield of light around you, you've always got your angels with you, guides, God and Jesus, nothing can penetrate that shield other than the light and love. Only light and love can ever come through, and you can ask for that to be there for you also. A permanent shield of light. I've actually made a video about protection, so I'll put the link to that as well down there. So I hope that you guys understood this week's long message, and they are as long as they need to be. As I said, I don't write anything down, I just keep talking to you, and hoping that you are enjoying the information that comes. And I love sharing whatever it is that I know, and I just feel like I spent so many years writing and reading books, and I used to say, what am I actually supposed to be doing with all this information? And it's almost like now I know. So now all those years of sitting there and writing late at night has synthesized my knowledge into action, and I've needed to be patient, but here it all is, and it's coming out. So each week we will be, as I said, focusing on an area of our life, maybe more than one. I'll be teaching you little hints and ideas of healing yourself and healing others, healing your pets. I noticed in my vision there was animals as well that came forward. People were bringing animals forward to the camera for a healing, and I love that as well, because they're very receptive to healing. So until next week, or whenever I make the next episode of You Are a Healer, it's goodbye from me. Bye everyone.